Hello, I'd like to talk to you today about change. Mostly it is commonly known that change is something that human nature doesn't take kindly to. However, on the flip side, change is something that we all experience to be a good thing. Well, I hope we experience it to be a good thing, because generally we can find a lot of goodness from change, especially growth. We learn, we have experiences that we otherwise wouldn't have had because we wouldn't have chosen the change ourselves. It just came on our path, and now we're having to deal with it. And so generally it's uncomfortable. But with that comes growth, I hope. And so why am I talking to you about change? Well, it's because I'm sure those who have walked a long journey with Oikos have already realized how much things change year by year. Well, it used to be every 5 years, and then it was every 2 years, and then it was every year, and now it's been more frequent. It's just how it is. We try to not let change happen too rapidly. However, we find if we don't, then we actually aren't serving you as well as we could be. Because, for example, if we don't offer you a courier service, and the post office service isn't working here in South Africa very effectively, then we're actually falling behind and we're not able to continue to serve you effectively as we'd like to. So then we introduce a courier service. And then when we introduce it, there's a charge to it. And later on we think, well, how can we help you by not having a courier service fee? And so we say for orders over R1,000, it's free, but under R1,000, it's not. So we do that. A year goes by and the courier company puts all their prices up, because that's what happens, because all their costs go up. And so now Oikos's free courier is for orders of 1,500 as I'm speaking today here in 2017. And I don't know what it's going to be next year, or if it'll be better or worse or whatever it might be. The point is that change is happening all the time, such as the example I gave of courier. Before I go off the topic on courier, another change that's happened with courier is we used to be able to deliver 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 days. That was our delivery time frame. And then that had to change, because we used to get an order and then be able to get a proof of payment from a person and then straight away process that order. The next day we were packing, courier would come, they would take the parcel and it would be delivered to the mom's family's home the same day sometimes, or the next day or 2 or 3 days later. So it was really efficient and it was wonderful. People were really enjoying the speed of that service. And then what happened is we couldn't continue with that, because the proof of payments we were getting via the bank weren't in timeous. They weren't, the timing was all off, because we would send the order out before the proof of payment had actually come in the bank, and it just started creating a clerical and administrative tangle. And so it created a whole lot of problems. So yeah, we were trying to do something that would actually improve our support and service of you, and it turned out that it worked out that it wasn't doing that after all. So then we thought, how can we fix this? Well, let's change the time frame of which we deliver the orders to you. And so we'll get you place the order, you send us the proof of payment, or if it's credit card, it's instant. And then we have to let that process through the bank. And once it's processed through the bank, we can then have the courier come fetch your order. That's how we've got it structured now. So that has created a delay in people getting their orders. Another change. Now, that might change again, because a few months down the road or a year or something, suddenly things might speed up with the banks and it won't take as long to clear. It might take even longer. And so we just don't know what's going to transpire next. But what we do know is we are constantly working towards trying to support and serve you in a way that it will not be an upheaval, that it will actually help you. That's the goal, is to help you as best we can. Sometimes that means change is going to happen, and people don't take too kindly to change. Human nature, as I said. But what I want to encourage you in is to just remember that if something's changing, whether it's a price, a lot of people don't like price changes, and that's unavoidable, or whether it's a delivery service, or whether it's the way something's structured on the website, and you've just got used to it, and now we're going to change it. Well, we'd only be changing it because the way you're used to it is creating problems on a deeper level. You know, maybe it's been good for you now, but maybe if we don't change something, it's going to not be so good for you next month. So now we change it before it actually becomes a problem for you. Will we try? Other times it's become a problem and we're hearing, oh, so there's a problem out there. So people are experiencing some kind of problem, whether it be with online ordering or payment, whatever it might be. And so we hear about the problem, so then we start seeing how we can fix it. And then a little bit down the road, we will make the changes required to fix that. And then it's not comfortable because now it's not how it used to be. So I'm here today to ask you to please embrace change, basically, because we are embracing change this side to try do whatever we can to make it even better for you. We want to continually support and serve you in the best way that we can. So if you have something that you would like to share with us where you feel a change would make things better, you can actually tell us. You say, can get hold of us, email us and say, you found that when you were on another website, this was really helpful and it would be supportive of us if we could hear from you. And then we can try and implement that in the hopes that it'll be helpful. I've just thought of an example of that. One mom got hold of me and said she would so love a wish list. And you may or may not know, but our son-in-law at this current time looks after the website and has developed and designed and looks after it all for us. And when he mentioned wish list, I said, no, we're not doing the wish list thing. Well, a few years go by and now we're getting requests for wish lists because people are becoming familiar with having wish lists on other websites. And I myself wasn't particularly excited about the idea of having a wish list. I thought people will budget for what they need, and when they need it, they'll go get it. But this mom shared with me that she had chatted with her support group, and they all spoke about the value of the wish list, and they would prefer it if Oikos website had the wish list. So I listened to that, and I took it to Bruce, and we discussed it. And he said he can do that. He's been able to do that for some time, so he's quite happy to do that. And so he did it. And so now there's a wish list on the website. And then somebody got hold of us and told us the wish list isn't working so well for them. And so then we had to look at that and change something to make it work differently. So change. We're just always changing something. But I really want to encourage you today, while I'm sitting here talking to you, is to say the change we hope is for the good. We don't change for any reason other than hoping that it's going to be for the good. So we will not change something to make things worse. We don't. That's not the plan. It's never the plan. Sometimes it feels like that though, because we've become comfortable with something and now you're uncomfortable with something. So it might feel uncomfortable for a while. But I'm asking you to please embrace the change, try see the good. And I'm telling you here today, the reason why I'm telling you is to say that it is meant for good. And we really would love to hear from you if you have some suggestions regarding change. So there's my sharing on change with you today, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.